Many blessings, my loves. My name is Rebecca, and I'm really excited to be back to share with you my musings for this new cycle ahead. So, welcome everyone. Oh, it's good to be back on here and to be, yeah, I've had a good break in January, and yeah, it's been amazing. Like, just to really when the sun was in Sagittarius, really vision and journey inwardly into my inner world and into this place of self-discovery, around the path ahead and things I want to be moving towards, to come more into integrity with my truth. Actually, it's felt like a big part of my journey this last cycle. And then as the moon and the sun, sorry, moved into Capricorn, I just felt like this like kickstart into into kind of waking up from the dream a little bit. But then yeah, now with the North Node and Neptune being so close together, it's like this incredible merging of like dreams and reality and wow, such a cosmic time. So yeah, I'm really excited for this next cycle ahead. We are celebrating today the Chinese New Year, the year of the wood serpent or the wood snake. And yeah, so that is amazing. It's such like a renewal kind of energy. And I feel like the energy of the wood is really kind of like activating the serpent energy as well and really helping the serpent or the Kundalini to rise, and I feel like this new year as we're coming into this time of the serpent and the snake, all of the Afukan energies are going to be really activated. And yeah, all of us who are, practicing astronomical astrology, we are, working a lot with the Afukan energies or the serpent mysteries. This is really our year. And I felt like I had this really powerful dream. Thank you, Neptune. Neptune is actually conjunct my Jupiter at the moment. So my dreams have been woo. Um, yes, I have a lot of Pisces in my chart. So it's going to be a party for me the next little while, next few years. um, yes, and my dream was of this serpent, and it was like, the serpent with its tail in its mouth, and it was circling around some eggs. And it was like this thing about fertility, and the eggs, and like is like the serpent is able to release its old skin, just like the womb, releases its eggs if it doesn't conceive a baby. It's like the serpent really contains the mysteries of the womb and the feminine and the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, which is very much the cycle of Venus, as we know, and Nana. And yeah, so I feel like all of this new year, as we're coming into the Chinese New Year, all of the cycles of the womb and the cycles of nature and the cycles of the feminine are going to be really kind of prominent for us all to be working with and looking at within ourselves and around us in nature. So yeah, beautiful time for this new year. Really feeling a sense of rebirth and renewal and of shedding of the old skins and the old identities, the old layers that we can just release to become our more authentic, integral self and really live our dreams, with this Neptune and Saturn coming together, so yeah, amazing times. And yeah, I'm feeling lots of enthusiasm. I've got, yeah, Jupiter's definitely a strong planet for me, and Jupiter's in trine to this new moon, and this moon is really close to my natal moon, so definitely feeling the energies. So anyway, let's not talk about me all day. I'm going to jump into my overview for the month for you all to see, so we can look at the energies. So we've got the new moon in Capricorn, which is today, the 29th of January at 12:35. So that's in about an hour and a half from when I'm recording this, which feels super amazing to be recording it right on this time of the new moon. So, wow. And then tomorrow we've got Uranus will be stationing direct. Um, and then we've got astrological Imbolc, which is the exact midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So the fourth of the second is, yeah, the exact midpoint. So those of us in the northern hemisphere, we are celebrating a time of renewal of the Imbolc energies and the igniting of the passion and the flame of our creativity inside the dark womb of the winter, you know. And those of you who are in the southern hemisphere, you're also celebrating Lammas, which is the energy is descending for you now. You're going into that, you're at the end of the summer. So the Lammas energy is about the first harvest. It's the baking of the bread, the gathering of the corn and the wheat. It's a celebration of the corn mother or the harvest mother, and time of abundance, community, connection, warmth, you know, of like being together. Um, so us in the north, we're just breaking out of the underworld. You know, we're like a little bulb who's waking up in the ground and starting to push up through the soil to be reborn in the spring, you know. And those of you in the south are the opposite of that. So you're at that kind of full expansion, and then, like, you know, when a sunflower starts to turn and its head starts to hang back down towards the earth, I mean, that's where you're at in the southern hemisphere right now. The turning is coming back down and preparing to die, preparing to harvest all of the year and the cycle of the summer. um, yeah, so it's a real changeover point, you know, wherever we are in the world. Um, for me personally, I absolutely adore Imbolc. It's the time that's connected to the swan and Bridgetana, and the energy of Cygnus as well, the swan constellation, which is just above Capricornus. So I really feel the swan energy at this time, you know. So yes, and at the same time that we have astrological Imbolc on the 4th, we have Jupiter going direct. So, oh, it's just beautiful. Jupiter's bringing lots of blessings this cycle, I feel. Um, anyway, we have our first quarter moon in Aries on the 5th of February at 8:02. So yes, GMT time zones as usual. So do look it up on timeanddate.com to get your exact timings for your location. Yes, and then we have this full moon coming up in Leo on the 12th of February. And at that time, the sun will be like right between the constellation of Capricornus and Aquarius. It's the place in the sky where they meet, you know. So it's a real place of union, you know, around this time of this full moon in Leo. Union of the magical elders, you know, of Capricornus and Aquarius, you know. So such a beautiful time for this full moon energy. And then moving on, we've got the last quarter moon will be right on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio, on like the earliest degrees of Scorpio. So it's right on the cusp there, and that's on the 20th of February. And then a few days after that, we've got Mars going direct. He will be in Gemini. That's on the 23rd of February. He'll be starting to move forwards again. That takes us all the way to our next cycle after that, which will be in Aquarius, the new moon after that, which will be on the 28th of February. And around about that time as well, Saturn will be moving into Pisces. So really big change coming the cycle after this one, with the Saturn energy shifting out of Aquarius and into Pisces. So that's a whole other report. So it's just trying to stay focused on where we're at right now. So yes, that being said, I'm going to stop sharing that. I wanted to share with you as well, before I jump into the live sky with you all, that this book has really jumped out at me this morning. It's called The Cygnus Mystery, an intellectual adventure, unlocking the ancient secret of life's origin in the cosmos. And this is by Andrew Collins. So yes, this morning I've just been journeying into like Cygnus and the Swan and Imbolc and all those energies. And I just opened it up and I've got a swan feather on this page, and it talks about the world above and the secrets of Inca. And yeah, so it's talking about the center of origin. Um, I'll just read a little bit out for you because I feel like, as I was just so inspired to pick it up this morning, obviously there's a message for all of us in this. So it's saying that the Milky Way is actually made up of two rivers, not one. The two Mayas or rivers originate at a common point in the north. They flow in opposite directions from north to south and collide head on in the southern Milky Way. This indicates that the celestial river has a second center or a center of origin that is in the north. The Southern Cross, the north, Southern Cross, the north must be higher than the south, and since the rivers rise in the mountains, Capricornus, the cosmic mountain must also lie in the northern heavens. So what it's saying is that, like, above, so Capricorn, we also have like this energy of the goat fish climbing a mountain. So he's climbing up this mountain, he's swimming up this cosmic mountain, and this is like, I'm going to go into the sky because I want to explain it with stellarium a little bit here. So yes, so I actually don't have to fast forward it to any day or time because we're pretty much there, aren't we? Like, look, this is right now in the sky. We've got the sun and the moon in Capricornus. We've got Mercury here as well. Ceres is here. We know that Pluto is here. Let's just look Pluto up just so we can see. There we go. Pluto and Mercury are together. Intense conversations, anyone? Anyway, so yeah, zooming out, I just want to take you. So we've got above the Capricornus constellation, we also have Aquila, the eagle, which is aligned to Mercury and Pluto right now, and Altair, which is the star of, like, is it? I want to say Bohemian star, but it's connected to like a higher perspective and yeah, seeing things from an expanded view, um, which is also a symbol of the eagle, isn't it? Yeah, so above Capricornus, we've got Delphinus, which is the dolphin. Beautiful, beautiful constellation. And then we've got Cygnus, the swan. So interestingly, Cygnus is a cross, so there is this energy of crossing over. And it mentions in this beautiful book here about Cygnus being like the navel or the birthplace of, it's where the celestial river was born from. So there's a connection to like the source that comes from Deneb, which is in Cygnus, the tail of the swan. So this incredible like portal, really does connect to a womb in regards to, we have the center point being like the yoni, and then you have the left and right hip bones, you have the front bone and the backbone, so it's kind of this cross is like a map of a pelvis or a cosmic pelvis. So yeah, with the sun aligned here, I feel like this is like the Cygnus energy is really really strong this cycle as the sun is moving through Capricornus and Aquarius during this cycle. So I've shared many times before about, the energy of Capricornus and Aquarius, and that they're like one, really, because Aquarius has got the arm that reaches all the way over to Capricorn. So when we zoom in, we can see that the sun is really coming close to that first star, Albali, which is like the arm or the hand of Aquarius. So that is kind of like a crossover point. So, you know, at the beginning of this cycle, we're right at that Capricorn energy where he meets with the top of the mountain, where he meets with the celestial river, the celestial waters that Aquarius is the carrier of, you know. So, and as we move through this cycle, you know, it really is about Capricorn uniting and with Aquarius, you know. So there's an energy here of Capricorn being connected to the wizard, being connected to the magical elder, the wise one, you know. So this is a cycle about wisdom, I would say, and like focus. It's about discerning, like where we want to be putting our energy. It's also a time of renewal and revitalizing ourselves, you know, in this union of Capricornus and Aquarius. And it's really about tuning into the wisdom that is within, because we all have a wise elder within us, right? So it's really tuning into our inner crone and maybe even like connecting to the older version of ourselves, you know, like us in like however many years' time when we're an old person. And if we could journey to meet with that version of ourselves, you know, what would be the wisdom that elder part of us would say, you know? And we may even feel like a connection to elders and older people. We may feel like we're more drawn to those elders within our tribe, community, village, you know, to really connect with their wisdom. And yeah, it's a really like the elders, the energy of Capricornus is like the connection of the old, but also like there's when we get into the Aquarian energy that's combined here with these two energies, it's about an eternal, an eternal life, an eternal being that is very much, you know, life, death, and rebirth, you know, that's a continual cycle that is so infinite. So as well with Ceres here as well at this point in the sky, I mean, she's really in in the thick of like that the union point, you know, in between Capricorn and Aquarius. And so tuning into Ceres and the cycles of the feminine, like I was sharing about, you know, how we take care and the nurture, but also like the tides and the phases of our cycles. She's very much connected to that, you know. So lots of woomy energy, I feel, with this new moon. And put that book down. So coming into like the energy of Mercury and Pluto, who are together right at the beginning of Capricornus here. You know, this is bringing an element of intensity, you know, so when Pluto is so aligned with this new moon, you know, we can expect an element of intensity, but also of depth, you know, and Pluto together with Mercury makes me feel about a complete mind-blowing opportunity to like shift the way that we think about things. It's the power, Pluto, of our mind, Mercury. So really remembering the power of our mind, you know, and the power of our intention and our thoughts and how, you know, that does create the reality that we are in. So this is kind of like an energy of it could bring like a feeling of enlightenment, you know, of like really having a shift in perspective or a change, a transformation around our thoughts and our mind and these cycles that we may have been in, you know, so there's an opportunity to renew our mind, renew our thoughts, to focus on our wisdom and our integrity, and our magic. So I'm going to go over to Neptune as well now. So I want to chat a little bit about Neptune. So Neptune is conjunct Venus, as we can see, in Pisces, and this is where our north node of the moon is as well. So these energies are, it's all about love. It's about collective love. It's about universal love. It's about art, creativity, spirituality, like really dreaming, like dreaminess, and dreaming all of the possibilities of our collective destiny. The north node of the moon is really about where we're collectively, having to direct our energy towards. It's where we've got to be moving towards. And at the moment, that's Neptune, right? So it's boundless, it's limitless, it's like anything is possible, So it's kind of taking us into this really creative and highly spiritual possibilities of our world. What would our world be like if we was more focused on love, Venus, and our creativity and all of our dreams? What would our world be like if we was, you know, creating from that place of love, creating from the place of our dreams and our visions? And also on the flip side of that, there can be a lot of chaos and illusions and lostness, feeling lost in the dark depths of the ocean, but I feel with the North Node, it's really wanting to take us beyond the limits of our mind. This is why Pluto is with Mercury, the way that we can polarize with our mind and our thoughts. And something that's been really like speaking to me really loudly is like the center point of the eyes. We've got the left and the right eye, the left and the right way of seeing things, our left and our right brain. And there's like a point in the middle, which is our third eye. And this is where our intuition is. And this is where the polarized parts of us meet. So Neptune and Venus in Pisces is such a strong intuition. Our dreams may be really vivid. It may be like we may be feeling really like creative, like want to make art, want to like dream amazing dreams and actually like express them. But I feel like our intuition can be really strong right now. And yeah, so our mind is going through a massive transformation, and really seeing how, we may polarize things. We may see things as left or right or wrong or good or bad, and black and white, but there's a place in the middle where we can unify. And this is also the energy of Aquarius and Capricorn. Unify, from the polarities. Find the places where we meet, the things that we unite on, the things that we have in common, and really grow from that place. I feel with Mercury and Pluto, there's like an energy of enlightenment, of like really tapping into that power of Pluto and and our mind and how what we're focusing on will grow, so it will expand. So with this new moon being in trine to Jupiter, like what we focus on will expand big time, right? So really being discerning, focusing our energy, steady progress. Capricorn is climbing that mountain. He's dedicated and this is about resources. This is about money. This is about stability. Jupiter is in Taurus, so I'm going to go into the chart now, I think, because I can talk to you a bit more about the aspects. So, I'll drink some water. So, I was talking about Pluto and Mercury together right at the beginning of Capricorn. And then we have our new moon in Capricorn, and we've got Saras here as well. Um, an amazing Capricorn party for this new moon. And then a really lovely trine to Jupiter in Taurus. So this is really grounded. This is really resourceful. This could bring blessings. Jupiter is also on royal star of the East, Aldebaran. So Aldebaran is connected to our integrity. So it could bring like abundance for us. It could bring gifts and blessings as long as we are aligned with our integrity. We're doing things that we truly want to be doing. And if we're not, for example, like Pluto brings transformation and the year of the serpent says we have to release this skin. So this is a chance for us to really release those old skins and come more into our truth and our integrity. Um, so yeah, and Jupiter has also got a trine coming into the south node with Black Moon Lilith as well. So this is a grand trine. So tapping into the gifts of the past, and the things that we're naturally good at. It's our magical gifts and our crafts. So Capricorn is being connected to Enki and the goatfish in Sumerian mythology, and yeah, connection to wisdom, magic, crafts. So Venus, like I said, with Neptune, so creative. So I feel like there's a real focus around our crafts and our work and what it is we want to grow and create in this world. Those of us who are in the Northern Hemisphere, and we've had our winter time now, and the Imbolc turning is like, oh, it's an ignite of a flame inside, a passion, some kind of birthing or rebirthing and igniting of this inner flame, creativity that we bring it from the dark of the depths of the winter and we bring it up, 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 up that mountain with Capricorn into the light. So Capricorn energy is very enduring in that determination to really work towards what we love, what we want to create, Venus, Neptune. So it's a really gorgeous energy to be really focusing on, and not to get stuck in the limits of the mind. Connect to our third mind, our intuition, our third eye, and use that as our guide. And we may be getting messages in our dreams. We may be getting downloads and different epiphanies coming in. And really, if you feel inclined, maybe write them down, maybe do a vision board, maybe paint something, just bring it down into the physical, with some kind of activity to anchor it. It could be like channeling writing. If there's visions coming through, just write it down and see what, channeled writing can bring, or poetry, and just really using that energy of Pluto and Mercury to help us to speak our power, speak from a powerful way. It's going to be a really deep, deep, powerful voice, the power of our voice, the power of our mind, the power of our intentions to, yeah, focus on that. And when we're focusing on that, we've got this, and we're in integrity with Jupiter trine, about to go direct, the energy of growth and expansion will be moving forward again, just after this new moon. And also Uranus as well will be going direct just after this new moon. So, with Uranus in Aries, it's quite a fiery energy. So really ignite our passion, ignite that vision, and really use the energy that's here. I can just see like this the mountain goats that are just charging up the mountain. It's like there is a real energy here towards that which we want to grow. And with the year of the serpent, really connecting to the serpent priestesses and all of the mysteries of the Kundalini, and that kind of the serpent is awakening in the womb, and it's really rising it up, up, up from the dark into the light, and starting to really bring it up to be seen, you know. Um, and so Mars is enshrined to Venus and Neptune and the North Node, and also in Grand Trine as well to Juno in Libra. So this is a really great energy for creating those dreams. But let's not forget, Mars is still retrograde in Cancer until when does he go direct? It's near the end of the month, I think. I can't think of the date. Oh, the 23rd. 23rd of February. So right at the end of this cycle, he'll be going direct. So Mars is really like, because Mars, if you think about Mars being in Gemini, going retrograde, like what I was talking about, this polarization, of opposites, and really reflecting on, our family life and our younger life, and how, we may have, why our mind works in the way it does, where we emotionally supported, where we it's like how we were created in that younger self, can really be, I think it's coming up to the surface now to kind of review, you know, and then as is enshrined to Juno over in Libra, is to create more balance and harmony within our commitments, within our marriages, within our relationships, so this grand trine aspect with Venus, Neptune, Mars, and Juno can really bring us into more harmony within our thoughts, within how we're communicating, within our relationships, So Venus in Pisces, it just reminds me of the mermaid, and that kind of like, it's very, there's like an innocence and a playfulness, but also a depth. And it's like diving into the creative possibilities of the ocean, right? I mean, where I'm at in England, in Somerset, in Glastonbury, we've had so much flooding. Like, yeah, the rivers have burst its banks. And I think that's super Neptune, with like this boundless energy. It just dissolves. It dissolves our limitations. It dissolves the structures that of the illusions of the mind, and it takes us like when I look out the window now, it's just water, and what is water? Water is life. Water is fertility. It's like, in Egypt, when the Nile would flood, they would celebrate the new life, that the waters come to bring renewal, rejuvenation for the land. So in a way, like the floods is like a celebration of this renewal of this life. And yeah, so it feels like when Venus is here, like creatively, we could be really journeying into all of our creative energy. It could be feeling like really heightened during this new moon and this new cycle ahead. Um, So yeah, with the Black Moon Lilith conjoined with the South, the South Node, I should say, there's an energy of like there's like a fear or a shadow that's connected to the past, but also, from a positive point of view, like we could be tapping in to the serpent mysteries of the past. Virgo being the high priestess and the Great Mother constellation, and Lilith being the serpent. So when I see this enshrined to enshrined to Jupiter and enshrined to the new moon, there's an energy of tapping into like the serpent magic or the serpent mother, the serpent priestess of the past, and Capricorn being connected to the old and the elders, it really does feel like there's an energy of the great mother that's coming through with this cycle that is supporting and nurturing, because obviously the South Node is also got that connection to Ceres as well, who's in Capricorn. So really nurturing the gifts of the past and the past incarnations that we may have really embodied this serpent magic, this serpent mysteries. Yes. So I think that's all I'm going to share about this for now. Um, Is there anything else? No, I think that's all. So yeah, I wanted to say that by the time we're at the first quarter moon in Aries on the 5th of the 2nd, we've just crossed over our astronomical Imbolc on the 4th, and Jupiter has just gone direct and Uranus has just gone direct. So it's obviously this area of the sky is where the moon is as well, so there's a lot of forward motion and dynamic drive. I feel around this first quarter moon, we're going to feel quite activated. We're going to feel like that life force is really kicking in. We might start to feel a lot of energy wanting to get things organized, so the sun and Mercury will be together, in Capricorn. So great energy for like getting our accounts in order or writing down plans or communicating, having meetings about things. And with Ceres there as well, Ceres is like really communicating in a really compassionate way, So um, yeah, so with Uranus going forward, Jupiter going forward, we're going to feel a huge like shift in momentum. I feel like from the slumber of winter and like a call to action, time to get moving, time to get active. We may feel like we want to go for a run or like clean the house or whatever it is, kind of like start getting that energy moving, and with the Capricorn energy, just really getting things in order, getting things a bit organized. We've got some time now to really use this energy of Capricorn to focus our intention. This is a time of renewal, of really waking up our creative energy, our life force, and start moving it in the direction that we really, want to. So hopefully with the Sagittarian time when the sun was moving through those stars, we had a period of introspection, of wintering, of turning within and listening to ourselves and our dreams and our visions and what it is we want to create. Capricorn energy comes in. It's time to make these things happen. We have to put in the work. If we want these dreams to come true, it's up to us to climb the mountain, to get things done, to walk with integrity, to say, okay, well, this is what I want to do, but I can't lay in bed all day and just expect it to happen. Capricorn teaches us of good things take time, dedication, endurance, and you will, with this trine to Jupiter, that blessings will be abound. It's just whether we're willing to put in the work to really make it happen. Um, and is there anything else? Oh, yes, look at this time. We've got Neptune and North Node, like, boom, 6 and 6. So, yeah, like tapping into the waters of Neptune and the Pisces energy and these kind of like, it could feel quite floaty. Like, I've felt like with this Neptune energy with the North Node for the last maybe week, I felt a lot of kind of like dreaminess and it's kind of a bit spaced out. Like I can't quite organize things in the way that I'd like to. because there's kind of like this energy of having to come into the higher mind or the intuition and use the intuition as the guide rather than the old mind, or the lower mind. And I feel like what the invitation is here is to really tune into our soul, and the soul vision that we received through Sagittarius season, the soul vision, and this is about with Pluto in this new moon really coming into our power and anchoring that vision from our soul, transforming our mind, and yeah, it's definitely a very supportive time for all of us creative people out there, and with the energy of Enki, the goatfish, you know, using that wisdom, using our magic and expanding our mind, expanding into a new cycle. Um, yeah, so I'm not going to go into the full moon. I'm not going to go into the last quarter because I want to save that for another day. And yeah, I will be back in a few weeks to journey into the full moon energies with you all. But just to say, the full moon will be in Leo, on what date was it? 12th of February. So yeah, I'll be back just before that to journey into that with you all. In the meantime, as we're starting this cycle, as we're birthing this new cycle ahead, just really feeling the power of Pluto to transform our mind and our thoughts, and the energy of Venus and Neptune together to really create from our hearts our dreams, to really float around in that possibility of like, what if we followed our hearts and our intuition? What kind of world would we create? And tapping into this trine with Jupiter to really expand our resources, expand like our creativity and know, grow these kind of like these ideas, Mercury. And it's like it's a really powerful ideas. Maybe we've got really powerful, big ideas, and it's just putting the work in place to really make that happen. So yes, I'm hoping that you enjoyed that, my lovelies. I'm hoping that that makes some sense to you all. And yes, I will be back in a few weeks. If you've liked this video, yeah, please do subscribe and give me a little like. And yeah, blessed new year of the snake. And yeah, let's really shed those old layers, those outdated beliefs and parts of ourselves, and really come into this renewal, this awakening of this serpent energy within us all. So blessed be, mwah, blessed Imbolc, blessed Lammas, wherever you are in the world, and blessed new moon. So much love. Ciao, ciao.